week is Eucharist. Eucharist is a ceremony in which Christians remember and celebrate Christ's Last Supper.
Because it's where you eat the bread. Eucharist makes me feel happy because I'm in God's presence.
Eucharist reminds me when Jesus had his last meal with the disciples.
Communion, or the Lord's Supper, is a special time to remember Jesus. Before Jesus died, he had dinner with his friends, the disciples. He wanted them to remember him. Jesus told them that the bread they were eating was to remind them of his body. The juice they were drinking was to remind him of his blood. Jesus knew he was going to die soon and wanted the disciples to remember his death on the cross. But communion wasn't just for the disciples. It's for all who love and follow Jesus. Believers of Jesus take communion all around the world. We remember Jesus' broken body when we eat the bread. We remember how he bled on the cross when we drink the juice. Communion is a time to remember how Jesus showed his love for us by dying on the cross.
Can you explain why Holy Communion is important to you?
It's important because every day I strive to be better. I strive to put Christ first in all that I do, put God first. So, for instance, when I come into church, I come with a heavy heart, with all the weight of the world, of my world, upon my shoulder. And when I have the opportunity to walk up to the altar and say, Christ, I put it all to you and I receive you in my life. So when the Father says, body of Christ, Amen, it means I have let myself go and I've received Christ's body into me. At that moment, if the world was to come to an end, I believe I am like Christ and I've let out all my worries, all my sins, and I've put it in front, and I'm starting on a clean slate.
Holy Communion is important to me because it's where I receive Jesus into my heart. But it's also, when I receive Jesus, we do it as community, we do it together. So it's also about receiving everybody else into my heart as well. But obviously, when we refer to Holy Communion in the Catholic Church, we're talking about that moment when the priest puts the host onto my hand and says, this is the body of Christ. But the body of Christ is also everybody as well. So there's a lot of layers of meanings.
Well, a priest once told me that when you receive Holy Communion, it's a little bit like fueling up. You go to, when you go to the service station, you fuel up and you're all energized and your car's on full, and then you speed away and you go on holiday or wherever you are, and then you come back to the service station when you're empty and you fill up again. And I think that's a really good allegory of the way it is. Holy Communion fills you up so that you can go out to others, and Jesus is the only one that can truly fill you up, and he energizes you, and there's a moment when heaven and earth meet when you receive Holy Communion. And when you're at Mass, there's somebody said that it is heaven and earth kissing, they meet, and that helps you in your relationship with God, because it actually helps you with your relationship with others. And you can have communion with God in prayer, but often you can meet Jesus on the street. When you meet with somebody else and they say something, you can really feel you meet the Jesus in that person. And so I think that's how communion helps you, because it makes you go out to others, but it also is that fueling up that you need for every single day of your life.
This week's scripture is the Last Supper, Mark 14 verses 12 to 26. This scripture tells us the story of the Last Supper.
This scripture links to our word of the week because it shows us and talks about how Jesus had his Last Supper with the disciples.
This scripture shapes our lives because it talks about how Jesus sacrificed his life for us.
Have you ever forgiven someone?
Sometimes you just really don't want to forgive them because they hurt you really, really bad. Like, I didn't really want to forgive my sister when she pushed me into the deck. I tried really hard to get my anger away. Then I took it all out and I said, I forgive you. It makes me feel good when I do that. I think it made her feel good too, somewhere in her heart.
Why do we need to forgive?
If there wasn't forgiveness in the world, God wouldn't even forgive us.
Forgiveness is like giving somebody a second chance. And God always wants us to give us second chances to other people. Because otherwise, if we didn't forgive, we might lose all our friends. Because we would just say, I'm not your friend. You're not my friend anymore because you did something wrong. You messed up my stuff. And then everybody would have no friends except imaginary friends.
This week's reflection is the Eucharist Picture Prayer. For this reflection, you will need paper, scissors, and a pencil. First, you will need to cut out the piece of paper into bread shape. Then, you will need to write a prayer.
Our mission this week is to help others and say sorry to them and sacrifice our time.